Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. No, he saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I believe.
Y'all know it's Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. What's up, everybody? You're welcome for this. You're welcome.
Yes.
We got an amazing topic today. We're going to go deeper into unhealthy competition. It's Olympic time.
Oh.
And if you know anything about the Olympics, we out here competing. Team USA all day long.
Right.
But guess what?
Guess what?
The competition needs to stay on the Olympics.
That's
They need
right.
to stay out my marriage.
That's
Stay out
right.
my bedroom.
All of that.
So we want all competition. We want healthy competition,
That's
not
right.
unhealthy
Healthy
competition. This has been a cool week.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah.
It really has. Got another property on the contract.
Oh, it's exciting, y'all.
Thank God for that.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So y'all, man, just be praying for us. We got a lot of different projects going on
Y'all, we out here grinding.
out here grinding.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we gotta hustle and go get it, man.
That's
We ain't even
right.
play with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what we do for a living. Is we are full-time real estate investors, coaches, consultants. We do a lot of cool stuff, but at the same time, we probably spend the most of our time doing ministry, hanging out with our family, doing nonprofit work.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're a member of Master Builder Academy or the Kentuckiana Real Estate Investors Association, we welcome you here. You are my people. God bless you.
Come on in.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Christ Temple Christian Life Center,
Mhm.
House of Miracles. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for all those
Thank y'all for tuning in.
tuning in.
Yes.
Is because we got something to talk about today that's significant.
We do.
We're talking that marriage talk today. So
Yes.
if you know somebody who's married or you know somebody who wants to be married,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to want to be on today because we're going to be
Yes.
talking about competition. Matter of fact, if you know people who are in relationships,
Yeah.
you're going to get this. If you got partnerships,
Oh, yeah.
because if you ever been in a situation where
Mm.
you really were supposed to be winning with somebody, but instead of winning together, it felt like you were competing against each other,
Yeah.
or it felt a little unhealthy at
Mhm.
different points.
Yeah.
It's some kind of competition that's very healthy, and the
Yeah.
other kinds that just goes too far.
Right.
If you ever been in one where you felt like somebody beat you down a little bit,
Mm.
or maybe one where you kind of look back and you're like, I took over a little bit too far on that.
Yeah.
You know, hey, we're going to talk about those different things
Yeah.
on today.
Today.
Yep. So hopefully you're winning together
Mhm.
in your business journey, in your real estate journey. Me and Joy love to win together in real estate. And the only way we can do it
Mhm.
is by not competing against each other.
Right.
But this is a big problem.
But before we get into it, just let them know that we are following along in our book. So this topic is
this
chapter
is the book.
15.
Yeah, you
in
see the
our
book right there. It's right there.
Right here.
You gonna grab a copy?
Yeah.
All right, she's grabbing a copy. This is a real bookshelf. This is not like an artificial
Right. That's real.
background. This
It's
is
not
like my real office.
It's not a Zoom background.
Right.
These
yeah.
books.
These books.
So if you have it, grab it. We on chapter 15 today. That's that
We're on
topic.
chapter 15.
Chapter 15 is unhealthy competition.
And these books are designed to read both of them together. So when you read them together, it's good. And chapter 15 is a short chapter. So when you get it, you should be able to read it. And really, the key to it is that we've been through so many core points.
Oh, yeah.
Because people talk about getting money and being financially independent together, financially free, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you want to be financially, where you're in a good place financially.
Mm-hmm.
The real piece of it is like there's some core things that'll mess it all up.
Yeah.
And then one of them is unhealthy competition.
It is.
Because there's a healthy version, there's an unhealthy version.
Yeah.
And our whole goal for today is to dig a little bit deeper into that and talk more through it. And so This message is brought to you today. Hold on. This message is brought to you today by Bob Pop Millionaire Marriages. If you are a married couple or a couple looking to get into real estate, looking to grow your real estate, or looking to go to the next level, you can text this number 502-632-3005. There are trained professionals on the other end of that line who are going to be blessed to help you to replace your income with real estate investing.
Absolutely.
And so if you do not have the book, we asking you to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta go ahead and grab your book.
Copies of
Hey,
the
get
book.
your copy. You've seen the copies. If not, hey, if you ain't got it, you just listen in. You can tune back into the Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. We've been going through the book. We're on chapter number 15. Everything that we do is to work you through this formula right here. This formula right here is the formula for freedom.
Freedom.
And so how do you get there? By turning your time into money. And turning your money into assets and turning those assets into freedom. So all those who are with us on this asset building journey, shout out to you. What is freedom? We're going to talk about this. It's without hindrance or restraint, not in bondage. Too many of us are in bondage in our relationships, bondage financially.
Yes.
We want freedom in every area of your life, physically free, emotionally free. Yeah. We want you to be spiritually free. Yes. We want you to be financially free the same way. That's why we're talking this talk. But right now, we're going to talk about being free in your marriage. Yeah. And the topic we're going to talk about is going to help that intimacy go to another level. Oh. And I'm not just talking about that bedroom thump intimacy. That's what people think. Yeah. You know, that's seriously. Yeah. I'm talking about getting into your mind. Yeah. I want to hear and know who you are in a deeper way.
Yeah, because that's where intimacy starts.
That's where it goes all the way. Yeah. Like I'm gonna tell you, Joy can say words to me that melt my whole inner person up. But I can't get there unless I'm open to it. Yeah. And usually it's in something I'm sensitive about. Because when you let somebody speak into an area of your life that's very, very sensitive, that's intimacy. And that's intimate communication. It is. And when you allow somebody in there, they can do you some damage if they really or you can do somebody else some damage if you're not thinking about it right. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail when we talk about unhealthy competition, because you know what it looks like. It looks just like this right here.
Yeah, I don't look healthy.
Look at this. This is the Olympics. So the Olympics is good to stay on NBC and ABC and wherever else it is on cable. Yeah. But it shouldn't be inside of a marriage, inside of a relationship. And so too many times, like for us, when we first got together, we've had a significantly big issue with being competitive.
Yes. Yes, we have. Even from the beginning of our marriage, I think we were probably married maybe a year or two. Yeah. And, you know, we both had our bachelor's degrees and things like that. But John had got his master's degree.
Just got it right
before we got married, literally a couple of months. And so it was good. But then something in me felt like I needed to compete. So I was like, well, I need to get my master's degree. He got his master's degree. I need to get my master's degree. He can't have more than me. He can't be doing more than me. Is this conversation I'm having with myself, not with him. With myself, because something in me, that independent woman who I had always been before we got together, started creeping out a little bit more, talking about, you need to be on the same page as him. You got to be on the same page. Well, being on the same page doesn't mean that you have to have the same amount of educations. But not to me, not then. So what do? I take my little happy tail and I get sign up to get my master's degree because somebody in my job came and told me I could do this and do that. But here was the key, y'all. I didn't even ask him. And at the time, we just had our youngest baby. I mean, it was a whole lot of changes going on. And so I didn't even consider all that because I was being selfish. And being in that competitive mindset made me really selfish at that time because I didn't consider anybody else. I considered me. And that is something that unhealthy competition brings, is that selfishness about yourself because you want to do what you want to do. You want to win. And so at that time, that stretched our relationship in so many different ways because, tell the truth, y'all, I didn't like school like that. I didn't. I don't like going to school. I got my 4-year degree. I was like, cool, I'm good. I did it. I'm done. That's good. But then when you have that something that feels like you got to compete, and to compete with your mate, it just made it totally different. So I'm like,
I appreciate you sharing that story.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We share a story like that,
yeah.
and it's like you kind of feel like you just throwing yourself out there. Like, look at this. This is an example of you. But I'm gonna tell you, I was kind of petty. Like when we first got together, I was really petty. I'm serious. It's like you throw little petty shots. Well, what you doing? What you doing to improve yourself? Look at me. And so like you do certain things, and it ain't like you just came to that. You came to it because you had a petty husband who was making petty small shots at you. And I didn't know at the time. At the time, you just being who you are, you just kind of think about it. But a lot of us never grow out of that. A lot of us never grow out of the thought that like I gotta feel like I'm more better to make me feel better. Like I had self-confidence issues when we first got together. And so like that leads to the issues with competitiveness is your own personal self-confidence issues. And so like it would make me feel at that time more manly, I guess you could say, or more in control if I kind of had a leg up on you, or if I had a little bit more education, made a little bit more money, or something where I could feel like I deserved to be in a head of household position. And really the only reason you get like that is because you never really embraced your own role as a man in general. And so like you didn't even understand the role of being the head of the house in that regard. Like being the head don't make you the boss of nothing. It don't make you I tell everybody what it's my way or the highway. That's just a false impression of it. And so if you don't feel worthy enough, then you're going to make other people feel smaller because you didn't feel big enough. And so I'm sorry for that.
Well, I mean, I love you and I forgive you, but I never really really thought about, didn't even consider that.
Well, it's some things that you don't get until you get more mature. Yeah. And I hear you say that story all the time, but it just kind of hit me different this time. I was like, I don't want you to live with that thought that you like had something wrong with what you was doing.
Well, I don't think it was wrong, but I mean, I think it just goes along with the topic that we talked, because I'm competitive. Yeah. And so that part of my competitiveness came out, and the fact that I'm older than you too. Yeah. So I'm like, all that kind of played a part in it.
But I like a little older.
I know you like them seasoned, baby. It's okay. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So if you know, you know. All the players out there.
So that made it, I think in both parties here that little bit of competition was working both ways.
I believe it was working both ways, but it wasn't just one side. Okay. And like, a lot of times when we first even was getting into it, but it still creeps its head in from time to time. It's like whenever I start feeling less than or not right, I got to make sure I'm checking myself to make sure I'm not doing something subtly to make you feel lower. Okay. And so like, at times I do the best I can to elevate and like lift you up, like basically
you do really
be overtly, because I don't want to be the other side of that. Yeah. It's like I know what my machine gun mouth is capable of, tearing some stuff up. Like I got a mouth, people like, oh, you're so encouraging, you're so nice. Yeah, there's another side to that. The reason why you encouraging is because I seen all the 50 different reasons why you should fail and you deserve to fail. And then petty creeps in, and then I'll be wanting to tell you all the reasons why you ain't nothing, and you dug your own mess and you need to live in it. And then, but so no, there's another side to all that. So being encouraging is a really intentional effort. Seriously, it's because you know how petty you are. You know how like you got a wicked, dirty mouth, and if I don't control that bug intentionally, it's gonna go wherever it wants to go.
Yeah. I think that works both ways. Because I can have a little sharpness to me as well at times. And so, it's definitely important to be able to recognize that and to be able to.
Yeah, it's been some different times. Like even like I can remember, it's been some times when you've been really encouraging because like we always were bigger people. Yeah. And so us, when we started off on our weight journey, it's like I was weighing like I was 320 pounds. I know you can't see it today because of all this pretty. But 320 pounds is a lot of weight. I was sitting over here, I'm working my whole 5'8", Joy working her whole 5 feet, and she was a nice size. I don't even know if she wanted to put that out there. She ain't that. She didn't feel that transparent.
I was 200 pounds.
Yeah, so together we was, we was doing
nice
our thing.
people.
Yeah, for our height specifically.
Yeah.
And so we was just kind of, moving around at the pace we could move around. But it started time to work out. Here she come. She just like, all right, I'm about to stop eating meat, and I'm about to now I'm about to start working out and going to the Y and all this stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. But I wasn't really serious like she was. And so she just gets going. She starts losing all kind of weight and different things like that. And she's like, all right, let's go walk. And we walked about a half a mile. I was tired. I started leaning over on my legs. I was like, we walked the whole mile. My heart was racing. I thought I was going to pass out. And Joy just kept going. And she's just losing weight and stuff like that. She started doing good. So that was kind of more healthy because I started seeing her winning and she was doing something, but she was so encouraging for me. I can remember one time we'd go up a hill after walking like 2 miles, and we worked our way up to 3 miles, and we had a big hill close to the house where we used to live at. And so I walk up that hill, and then she started jogging. Like at the end, I'm like, "Why are you jogging? I don't even like you. Like I can't even breathe. My heart rate's like 170. I'm just walking with 170. Mm-hmm. She started jogging. Come on, babe, let's go do it." And I look up at her, and then I do my best. And I just keep going, but she never left me. She always kept enough pace to make sure I could keep up. Mm-hmm. And little by little, I would start going faster and faster and doing a little bit more. And then I got serious. Then we started eating right. And then we started working out more. And then all of a sudden we had both lost over 100 pounds. Yeah. I mean, I had lost over 100 and she had lost like well over 50 pounds. And it's like, whenever you start having that kind of big transition, it happened, but that was a healthy version of competition. Yeah. It was like, I didn't want to see her winning and I wasn't winning. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, she didn't want to leave me behind. Yeah. It wasn't like she was doing it to promote herself. She was doing it because she wanted our household to be more healthy. Yeah. And then she would just move faster than me when we was walking just to help me to move faster. But it wasn't, she was just wanting to show off that she was winning or show off how fast she was or make me feel bad because I wasn't in shape. She was just wanting to get the best out of both of us, like a good trainer or a good coach. And I'm going to tell you, I really love you for that because it was a healthy competition. Yeah. And it was like she didn't have to rub it in my face. She would just start eating smaller portions and she would start eating more regularly and she would eat more responsibly. And I'd be over there ready to tear some stuff up. And she's like, nah, I don't want none. I'd be like, you don't want none? It was like, who is this person? But little things like that, it helped. Yeah. And those are the type of things where we train each other, we love each other, we help each other, we support each other. And it wasn't like I felt some type of way because you didn't make me feel some type of way. Mm. And I really appreciate that because it was healthy competition. Yeah. But there's other sides to that. So we shared you an example of healthy and we shared with you an example of some unhealthy competition. Right. Well, we're going to share this quote with you all. We want you to grab a hold of this, but competition is the enemy of collaboration, man. Competition is the enemy of collaboration. It is. Yeah. Y'all should write that down. Competition is the enemy of collaboration. Yes. When we compete against we're not against each other. Guess what? The Olympic Games, she's not South Sudan versus the USA almost. You know what I'm saying?
We both Team USA.
Right. We both Team USA. Yeah. Holding it down.
We're on the same
team. On the same, but you forget that from time to time. Sometimes. Especially when she make more money than I do. Man, she start making more money than I do. I feel some type of way. You know, all of a sudden now I'm competing. And then if I can't compete in the financial range, or if she's making less than me in the financial range, or if I'm making less, then now all of a sudden we got to pull some other stuff out to compete against. Right. Oh, well, I'm the one cooking all the time. See, this is how you know. Yeah. This is how you know how petty. You didn't even know you was competitive until we about to break down to you how petty you are. Yeah. Because you count how many times you cook. Right. You count how many times you wash the dishes. You have how many times you wash the clothes. How many times you start, because if you get all fired up, you be like, the last 4 times I did this, and this. I took the kids here. I washed this. I always got to pick this. So hold on. I thought you wasn't competitive. Right. Well, what about all the stuff that you remember that you did that the other person did? Right. What about the money the other person spent that you didn't spend because you're so thrifty with your thrifty self? And thrifty and boring. Come on. All the thrifty people boring. And then you go complain about the person who's spending money and they having fun. But why don't you learn how to have some fun too?
Yeah.
And so it's all kind of different examples of stuff that we just count, and we're
Yeah.
constantly measuring each other.
Yeah.
It's like two kids hooping. You know, when they just shooting around, warming up, they ha ha ha, hey, yeah, hey, they shooting around.
Mhm.
You know when they keep it score. You know how they know. You see the little jokers out here throwing bows. They get
Right.
to arguing and whatnot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Pushing each
Right.
other, throwing the ball all hard at each other,
Those jokers whoop me up.
competing. You know what I mean? All of that.
Yeah,
It's a different level.
it is.
And so, yeah, it's cool to be able to compete in a healthy way
Yeah.
when one person is moving and the other person's not. But what we're here to tell you all,
Mhm.
competition is the enemy of collaboration. Let's talk about real estate investing.
Oh man.
Is that one of you all started in real estate, or
Mhm.
one of you all has more knowledge financially than the other one.
Right.
And so now you become the bully in the room.
Mm.
So I don't want to collaborate no more. I know all the stuff.
I know it all.
I know it all. I know everything. And
I've
so
been doing
even
this.
man, look, you need to watch. You don't know what I know. I'm
Right.
telling you, this is what it is.
Oh.
And it's like, hold on. You are now the enemy of collaboration and working
Yeah.
together.
That's
You
right.
done forced yourself to have to be a solopreneur
Mhm.
operating inside a marriage instead
Right.
of a partnership.
Right.
Why you a solopreneur inside of a marriage?
Right.
And so the reason that happens is because we competing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I'm not willing to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the story. Just like Joy slowed down for me so I could get my big bone self in some kind of reasonable health, and she slowed down and waited for me. It's the same way I've had to slow down, and I got a chance to reciprocate that same thing to her.
Yeah.
with slowing down financially. It's like, yeah, I get business. Numbers just click in my head.
Yeah.
I learn stuff. I like to read books. I nerd out. She likes to chill sometimes. And so I might go deeper into a subject and learn more faster
Mhm.
because I'm all into it. She says she don't like school. Guess what? I like school. I'm taking a college course right now
Yeah.
just because I like it. And so, so everybody's different.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking mine. And now all of a sudden, if I get competitive, I'm like, well, why you not like me? Or I want you to beat you down or make you feel lower because you don't have certain levels of information that you never got, because that ain't what you do.
Yeah.
That ain't what you want to do.
Right. Right.
And so there's two ways to handle it.
Yeah.
I could have done everything to be able to push you away like you could have done to me.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I'll see your big chunky tail at the house if you make it there, if you don't pass out. And instead of that, you was just waited and kind of encouraging. So do the same thing with your finances.
Right.
And so it's like, hey, babe, hey, I'm gonna send you this 3-minute podcast.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
send a
Please.
thinking hour and a half podcast on the first go.
Nah.
It's a wrap, man. You
Mhm.
got to look. If you want to help the other person get on, bro, I can't give you all right, look,
Oh my
hey,
God.
hey, babe.
Hey,
look here.
$5 and we're
I
gonna
got a
talk
few
about it.
things that we need to talk about, but I want you to start thinking bigger.
What's gonna be
I need you to double. This is very important. Very important.
Mhm.
I need you to become relentless. I need you to become a high-performing habit. And I need you just to read these, and then we're going to talk, okay? Because you know nothing. You're very simple. You're a
Yeah.
very simple person
You trumping.
and homely.
You trumping.
You're very, very simple.
Very
Very
simple.
simple.
Yeah.
Like, see, though, you still say it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You just, hey, like, here's a 1-minute video on something that's
Right.
interesting. Maybe if I get excited about it.
Mhm.
And then here's the thing: what's the reward
Mm.
for being right when you go all the way down a road by yourself while you inside of a marriage?
Right.
Your spouse knows nothing about it; they don't care.
Mhm.
And let me tell you this right here, specifically in real estate. I wish you all of you solopreneur real estate investors inside of a marriage who got all these properties.
Yeah.
When you die, your spouse gonna sell them all for half price. She gonna get rid of them,
Yeah.
or he gonna get rid of them. They don't
Mhm.
care nothing about them. Your
Yeah.
kids, guess what? You done ran your kids off too,
Yeah. It
because
looks
it looks unappealing.
unappealing.
All I know is that them properties kept you away from my daddy
Mhm.
and my mama. It kept y'all away from
You
each
didn't
other.
come to none of my games.
It ain't coming to my game.
Come to
None of that stuff.
stuff.
So I don't want nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
So you think you have a generational wealth, but your kids gonna sell somebody else generational wealth at half price. They're gonna get rid of it
And
because
let me-
they don't want nothing to do with it.
And to add to that, you know how we know? It's because we've bought some of those properties from
No
those
doubt.
from those children, from those wives that didn't know anything about the real estate.
Mhm.
we bought them from them because they didn't know what to do with them.
Because it was competitive.
Yeah.
It was like, I want it. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go for mine.
You ain't gotta come with me.
You ain't gotta come with me. I'm gonna go do it irregardless.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
There's a reward for that.
Yeah.
And the reward ain't what you want.
That's really
So like, look at this right here. We want to give you a few keys. You can take a screenshot of this. But when competition is there, you just constantly chasing your own personal wins.
Yeah.
And it's all about me getting mine. It's all about me moving up in corporate. I'm big time corporate. Oh yeah. I'm getting the promotions. Right. What are you doing? Right. You ain't doing nothing.
Right.
You ain't doing nothing. All I do is work. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here getting it for our family. I'm doing that for us.
Is that what they say?
Now read this. Read this book.
Oh my goodness.
You need to read a book and get to work. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
When you think about it, what's the reward for an extra 20, 30 grand on your job and your marriage is jacked up? You can't even go home and enjoy your 20, 30 grand. Right. You got to stay late at work.
That you said was doing for us.
Right. You going instead of getting a late flight home so you could be home at 8 o'clock to see your family. Nah, I'm gonna spend the extra night here and just hang out. I'll come home the next day.
Right.
You start being real shady and petty. Oh man, I'm walking up somebody's street right now. Yeah. I ain't gonna stay there too long.
Yeah.
But I want y'all to know for a fact, competition will mess your stuff up.
Yeah.
Outdoing each other.
Oh yeah.
But you gotta outdo each other.
For what?
What difference do it make if you win and the honey dip don't win? How does that work? How can I win if she's not winning?
If he win, I win. If I win, he win.
Right. It don't even work like that.
Yeah.
When do we get to a point where it's not about my own personal gain? This is shout out. I'm about to start messing with some people now. Because this hey, I got
it's you. Coming down your lane.
How are we sitting over here with all these different bank accounts? So now we competing against bank account. You ain't got no money. What you asking me for? And I'm like, we get to this point where we now competing against each other's bank account. We competing each other's what we own. This ain't no prenup situation.
Right.
And we all in.
Right.
This is till death do us part situation.
Right.
And so I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah.
Collaboration is about working together.
Yeah.
That's when we can really share ideas together and we could go deeper. Guess what? You don't know to the nerd in the group. I don't know if it's him or her. One of y'all is a nerd.
Yeah.
Whichever one of y'all is the nerd. Okay. Well, that's been established today.
Yeah.
So now y'all know. Yes,
he's the nerd.
That would be me. But so I'm talking to all the people who like me, all the nerds out there. You don't have all the best ideas. Guess what? The best ideas come from collaboration when we're sharing ideas together. And then what difference does it make what you build if you only build it together? Joy was like, "Why? What's the good of me getting in shape all by myself?" And she over here looking like a brick. And then I'm over here just barely waddling up the street, can't halfway breathe. What does that look like? I'm just be honest about it. It's like collaboration is when she slowed down, I sped up, we met each other, and then we was on fire doing it together. Right. And so doing it together is always better. I know you hear us talk about that every single week. It's always better together.
It is.
But when you walking in unity, there's nothing more sweet than walking in unity in your marriage when you are willing to speed up or slow down to go at the pace of the other person.
Yeah.
That's how you know you really in a marriage, in a collaborative marriage, in a marriage that's unified, in a marriage that's going in the same direction, the same place. Because one of you wants to run off and go do something. Guess what? That nonprofit you wanted to open up is great. But if you're not going to be in a place where you align with your spouse, that ain't the time to go do it.
That's right.
Maybe guess what? If God put this on your heart, well, then that same big God can put it on your spouse's heart too. And so ultimately, sometimes we get so far into what we want, our own personal gain, the things that we desire, that we want to outpace the relationship. And then we leave ourselves and then we say, well, I feel like I'm growing and you're not growing. It's because this is why. Yes, you're growing. You growing and they not growing because your leadership skills ain't where they supposed to be. Guess what? Maybe they didn't read the book because you didn't make the book feel exciting.
Well,
maybe instead of sending them this whole gigantic book, you could have just read one page and be like, oh man, I had the craziest thing ever. I saw it on page 161 of this book. You got to, I'm just going to change
just read this one page.
Oh my goodness gracious, it's amazing. Well, maybe it is that if you slow down and talk to other person and you slowed down and shared with them.
Mhm.
I remember when Joy shared with me about healthy eating. She didn't give me the whole thing at once. She's like, oh, hey, check this out. Taste this. Isn't that so good? That ain't got no meat in it. It is so good. Don't you love it? Isn't it amazing? I'd be like, yeah, it's not bad. Okay, I can dig that. Whatever it is, it's like taking the time to go together and do it and be on the same page makes all the difference.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. So we give y'all enough today.
Yeah.
But I think you understand what we're talking about.
Right.
So now our only question to you all is who wants to do it next in real estate investing?
That's right.
You know, we love coaching married couples in real estate investing.
We do.
That's what we do. We're
Mhm.
full-time real estate investors.
Yeah.
We got projects going on right now as we speak. And going on right now, somebody working right now.
Yeah.
And we would love to show you a formula to be able to replace your income with
Mhm.
real estate investing, because that's going to free up your time so that you can do all the fun and collaborative stuff you like to do with your spouse. You can contact us at 502-632-3005. You can do it now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you text us that number, we're going to give you the same special that we've been running on our books. We've been doing half price, but only for those who text us.
Yes.
If you buy them online, they can cost you up to $110.
Something
But,
like that.
but if you get them directly from us, we're going to give you a tremendous discount because we love you and we
you
want to
too,
be
man.
able to connect with you. And if you want to connect with us and you say,
Yeah.
hey, I don't know if I want to do real estate. I think I do,
Mhm.
but I'm interested. I know I want some more passive income. I know I want some more time with my honey dip. Then I want you to schedule this talk. Just call us at 502-632. Don't call, text 502-632-3005.
Yes.
One of us or somebody on our team will get back with you.
That's
We'd
right.
love to schedule a time to be able to talk. I think that we are seeing a revolution right now in couples who are working together in business and real
Really,
estate.
we are. Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yes.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like when they both get on the same page, that's when the rapid fire acceleration.
That's when they take. That's when they take
That's
off.
when they take off. It's
Because
like
when you're
Yeah.
in alignment with each other, oh man.
because your goals are the same.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about people coming off of jobs, I'm talking about
Mhm.
people getting the opportunity to open new businesses, people getting the
Yes.
opportunity to do the things they always wanted to do.
Mhm.
And they ain't got to be all old to do it.
Right.
And so, like, you can do it while you still
You can
vibrant. You can do it while you got a
enjoy it.
family. You can do it now. And so, we're encouraging you all.
Mhm.
If that's something that sounds good to you, or think it will help you, if you even think it would, I want you to text us at 502-632-3005. We'd love to be part of your support system. We got some really cool stuff coming as part of our program too. We're not
Yes.
even going to make those announcements yet,
Not yet.
but you're going to see some major things that are going to be pretty amazing. But as
Phenomenal.
always, we want you all to know
Yes.
that if you didn't know before,
Oh.
it is
Always.
always
Always.
so much better together. Wow.
Live for Christ. Only got one life.